case is Dexter Austin Apartments
So what that means?
is versus Bithia
You
Nara
gotta pay
Velasquez
$1,000,
and
bitch.
Arturo Rodriguez. Who's here on behalf of Dexter?
I'm here, Your Honor. Yes, me, the Dexter.
Yasmin, okay. And is Bithia Velasquez or Arturo Rodriguez here?
They did not check in during check-in time, but Ms. Velasquez did say that they were planning on being here.
Well,
Or they're trying to log on.
They're trying to log on?
Yes, but that was almost an hour ago. If Ms.
Okay.
Rodriguez, so if that's you on the phone, you'll push star 6 times.
All right, let me pause right here because things are about to get wild. The defendant was having trouble unmuting herself during the virtual court hearing, so the judge decided to move on for the moment. But now, the plaintiff is about to step in and try to help her reconnect so they can resolve the eviction case. Here's the kicker. The plaintiff and the defendant are about to end up in the same room at the same time. And trust me, you have never seen anything quite like what's about to happen.
Austin versus John Adame and Melissa Baker. Is that you, Miss Yasmin?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you were previously sworn. The rent is 1013, is that right?
Correct.
And you just want July prorated at 980, is that correct?
Yes and no. Their lease contract expired on the 24th of this month of July.
Okay.
They're still currently. Hold on. I'm sorry, somebody's here screaming. Oh, I think Bithia's here. Hold on. She's Bithia. Oh, no. We're not doing that. We're on court right now. Give me 1 second.
No, you are she already dismissed my case.
She did not dismiss your case. The reason.
Okay, sí, que yo estuve esperando una pinche hora.
Okay.
Una pinche hora.
Give me a second.
Don't be fucking like that.
I was not. You were not on the phone.
I was on the fucking phone. Do you need fucking?
Okay. You have to give.
Aquí.
Okay. Do you want to go and log in? Because you're literally online.
I can't fucking log in.
Okay.
I can't log in.
Bithia, you have to call. You have
Yo
to.
llamé una mira. Aquí te voy a enseñar.
Tell her to go try the phone number again, Miss.
Una pinche hora.
Do you hear the judge? Bithia, do you hear the judge? She's telling for you to log in.
Velasquez.
I can't.
Miss Velasquez.
She definitely said it. You just probably missed it after downing 10 tequila sunrises before sunrise. After that, the defendant left the office and was eventually evicted from her apartment for non-payment of rent without any further drama. Now let's move on to our next hearing, where Judge Shackelford absolutely goes off on a defendant who victimized someone, then had the audacity to play the victim himself in court. Buckle up.
Phone number again.
Mira, una pinche hora. Wait, mira.
Look, listen.
Mira, 54 minutes. Right here.
Miss Velasquez.
54 minutes. I was waiting.
I understand. We tried to
I
message you.
can't log in. They didn't give me the passcode. They gave me the fucking.
There's no passcode. You just need the. Can you try again and we'll let you in right away?
Don't dismiss.
The what?
No.
You're on live, by the way.
I know I'm not lying.
Miss
And I've
Velasquez.
been 54 minutes.
She
On this
told.
fucking case. 54 minutes.
I
Almost
know.
an hour.
Can you
Really?
try? Can you call again and we'll let you right in? Okay.
They didn't give me the password. They gave me the passcode.
There's no
They
password.
didn't know.
Look,
¿Cómo que no?
look, just dial right here. Look, dial this number.
Tell her to dial the number and we'll let her in.
There's no reason.
There's no
Mamacita,
reason.
mira, mi amor.
I
Mira,
understand.
55 minutes. I was waiting.
That's how you
55 minutes. Like, really, look. Program. que no me encabrone, que no me encabrone. Oh,
I'm
Lord,
sorry,
Yo me calmé, yo me calmé.
hold on,
We have three more cases, right, Miss Yasmin?
Yo me callé.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you, Your Honor. It's just that I have her in the office and I cannot hear you. I'm sorry. We were
Okay.
going based on John Adame's case
No,
and
go back
then,
to Velasquez.
hold
Right.
on. John Adame, actually, their lease contract expired on the 24th of this month.
So
They
that
have
would
not,
be $784.
correct,
Okay.
which is their prorated amount plus this amount for the remaining of the month. They have not yet also paid the rents previous, also, sorry, Your Honor. They have not paid a little bit of their June rent as well, so I'm trying to grant
No,
possession of the
no,
unit.
que go back to my case, ¿no? To the judge. Porque a mí ni siquiera me dieron el pinche paso.
Yes, I want to get possession of this unit of John Adame and
Mira,
Melissa.
Marisa, mira.
Okay, is there any left owing in June?
For the month of June, it's $213, Your Honor.
Okay.
58 minutos.
So it's 997 is what
Correct.
owed. Okay.
Yes,
And the appeal bond is 2026.
correct.
Okay. So we've got Dexter versus Jonathan Rodriguez.
Yes, for Jonathan Rodriguez, he has not paid for the month of July, which is this month.
Right.
Lease
I just heard her and her.
lease contract expired,
Yo no sé.
July the 3rd of this month, of this year.
Okay.
Their rent is 1,335, so I'm asking for 1,335 along with late fees and, judge,
I can
court
just
costs.
give you the background.
Correct, yes.
That shit.
Okay, so I need you to just have a seat and we're gonna go ahead and call.
Okay, well, cuando yo estaba hablando, when I was talking, I was like, hello, can
Lydia.
you hear me? I was almost an hour. Aquí está, in the record. Almost an hour.
You wanna have a seat and then she can go ahead and give you a call? You can go ahead and.
No.
Yeah, Judge, I think
You're gonna-
I think she was the phone number, and I called out to push *6 to unmute.
Did you
a
hear
few
she said-
times.
I'm sorry, say that
No.
again?
If you're calling in through the phone number, you push *6 to unmute, and I repeated that a few times before we started the case.
You heard that, Vidya?
I
She
heard
wouldn't
that.
unmute.
I didn't hear that before. My fault.
You have to wonder if this jackass even realizes that calls to the courthouse are usually recorded or monitored. You can't just pick up the phone and start making threats because you don't feel like showing up to answer for your crimes, but we're not done yet, because they're about to break down exactly what he said, and trust me, it reveals just how dangerous this person really is.
This is the People versus Christopher Moore. I have misdemeanor files 241722, 241589, 241136, and then we have a felony file. This is 241796 FY appearances.
Morning, Your Honor. Jeffrey Janto on behalf of Mr. Moore. As to the state cases, we've waived formal reading, asked for warrants to be recalled. As of the city case, that's set for pre-trial on the 5th. And request would waive formal reading and stand mute.
Okay, so as to 241796 FY, the felony case, this is a charge of home invasion, third and domestic violence. Mr. Moore, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say orally or in writing can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney, and you have a right to have that attorney present during any future questioning and any future court hearings. In the event you can't afford an attorney, one will be appointed to represent you. You have 2 court dates within the next 21 days. Your first court date is your probable cause conference, which you can appear at via Zoom, and that is set for August 26th of 2024. Following that, on September 9th of 2024, you will have your preliminary examination. At that examination, the prosecutor will have to show that a crime was committed and probable cause exists to charge you with that crime. With respect to the remaining 3 cases, we have a state of Michigan versus Christopher Moore on 1136. State of Michigan versus Christopher Moore on 241589, and then we have a City of Taylor case 241722, and that's the B&E. As to all of those, the warrants have been set aside. And they'll be set for pre-trials.
Judge, I would note that Moynihan is on. I would just ask that the two misdemeanor state cases be set for the 26th as well.
The misdemeanor state case be set for
Yes.
is the 26th, so that's a Monday?
That's the same day you set for the PCC.
Oh, okay, so we'll just have them
The
all?
same parties.
All right.
Then the state, or the city case, I think is September 5th, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, there's a date of September 5th on that one. And then Ms. Moynihan, all three of the felony matters, then when we come in for the arraignment, or I'm sorry, the probable cause conference on August 26th, we'll just have those two misdemeanor files follow the felony. Now, as to bond. Ms. Moynihan, is there anything you have to say as to bond?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. Tina Moynihan on behalf of the people, P84-692. Judge, we were in court on Monday. I was there as the prosecutor covering the docket for Ms. Sob and Ms. Davidova, and Mr. Moore was supposed to appear for an arraignment. He did appear by Zoom momentarily and then disappeared. He would not speak with Mr. Gizicki. With my understanding, Mr. Gizicki attempted to have conversations to proceed with the arraignment. And then Mr. Moore decided to log off before the case was ever called. My understanding, he then contacted the courthouse and spoke to a clerk downstairs and made threats to the court that if he came up to the courthouse, that something was going to happen to people in the courthouse.
So, this guy logs into Zoom court, then bails before his case is even called. Big mistake right there. But it gets worse. Turns out the night before, he allegedly showed up at the complainant's home with a firearm and threatened her with physical harm. If you're ever looking for a step-by-step guide on how to ruin your life and take a bad situation to a whole new level of awful, just give this guy a call. He'll walk you through it, possibly at gunpoint.
Then it was also my understanding of speaking with the complainant who appeared by Zoom that there was an incident from the night prior, which would have been Sunday night. In that incident, Judge, there has been a warrant requested. I am in the process of reviewing that this morning. The allegations there are that the defendant broke into the complainant's home again overnight, forced his way into the home. He then adjusted cameras throughout the home that the complainant had so that he could not be observed. He's seen wearing all black, a hoodie, as well as a mask covering a portion of his face. He then enters the complainant's bedroom. He pulls a gun from his pocket and then shows that to the complainant, claiming that her fingerprints were on that gun and putting her in fear of an altercation ensuing. Further from that, he's then seen leaving the location by the complainant and heading out in an unknown direction. My understanding is that he's been staying across the street at the home across the street from her residence. And I believe that that is also going to be considered a violation of his bond that's been issued, that he's had no contact with the complainant, that he's not returned to that residence. And then there's allegations of new criminal activity. In addition, Judge, to his failure to stay in court until the case was called on Monday, I do believe that Mr. Moore is a danger to the complainant as well as to the public as a whole. He shows a wholesome inability to comply with the court's orders. I would be asking for a $250,000 cash surety bond, no 10% with a GPS tether and house arrest if he were to be released. And I would ask that there be a 2-mile radius from the complainant's residence so that he's not to return to that area.
So, let's get this straight. He threatened to commit a massacre if he was forced to come to court. Nothing says I'm innocent quite like threatening mass violence just to avoid proclaiming that innocence in person. That said, I think the citizens of Taylor, Michigan can breathe a collective sigh of relief knowing this guy is already behind bars, and Judge Shackelford has no intention of changing that. And that wraps up today's video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to like, subscribe, and stick around, because there's plenty more courtroom chaos where this came from.